15 Things You Didn't Know About Michael Jackson. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, welcome to an exciting new video presented by Alux.com. Today it's all about the king of pop, Michael Joseph Jackson, one of the most acclaimed entertainers of his time. Adored and loved by millions, Michael Jackson was more than just a singer. He was one of the most complete entertainers known to man given his dance moves, his musicality, and his impeccable lyrics. At the time of his death, MJ was the undisputed king of pop. All in all, despite his success, Michael's story has very humble beginnings. He was born the 8th child in the family of 10. Their parents, Joseph and Catherine Jackson, were very strict when it came to helping their children grow musically, and thus played a major role in shaping their musical careers. The entire family comprised of singers, but only 5 of their siblings actually made it to stardom at an early age, the Jackson 5. This group comprised of the 4 eldest brothers, who included Tito, Jackie, Jermaine, and Marlon. MJ was the 5th member, despite being one of the youngest in the group. As a matter of fact, his exceptional talent made him the group leader. The group did so well that it was included in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the year 1997. And Jackson's star continued to shine, as was evident in his successful solo career. He released numerous hits, with some of the most notable ones being Billie Jean and Thriller. At one point, Ebony magazine even ranked him as the biggest artist in the universe. He managed to bag several accolades throughout his career, including the American Music Awards Artist of the Century Award, as well as the World Music Awards Best-Selling Pop Male Artist of the Millennium. He has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice, and his star even continued to shine after his death. Basically, despite his controversies, there is simply no overlooking MJ's accomplishments, both dead and alive. He's by far one of the greatest pop stars to ever grace the stage, but nonetheless, there are a number of things that still remain a mystery to most people. But let's change that, shall we? Here are 15 things you might not have known about Michael Jackson. Number 1. MJ's bed was an oxygen tent. Talk of living large, the pop icon never used to sleep in ordinary beds. In an effort to slow down the aging process, MJ slept in a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. However, after his death, he made sure it was donated to a California treatment center for burn victims. Number 2. He predicted his own death. As detailed by Alux.com, a very close acquaintance of the late pop star, Michael predicted his death in a series of letters that he handed over to the friend just weeks before dying. In the letters, Jackson states that he is, quote, scared for his life and that they want to kill him. Although he never really pointed out whom he was referring to as they, but he mentions AEG, the group organizing his final O2 concert, claiming that he was under too much pressure. Number 3. Michael Jackson has the highest number of awards given to a single artist. To his name are 13 Grammys, 40 Billboard Music Awards, and 26 American Music Awards, making those 79 awards in total. Lest we forget the 23 Guinness World Records the late icon still holds, he was by far one of the most decorated artists of his time. Number 4. Highest earner both dead and alive. Michael was recognized by the Guinness World Book of Records as the highest deceased earner among all other artists. As of 2010, his earnings were approximated at around $275 million. His estate alone was valued at over $1 billion back in 2009. His album sales alone generated close to $33 million in total, with $24 million coming from outside the USA, while the rest were sales from within the country. Number 5. MJ's mega money empire. Michael Jackson's money empire was believed to be worth $236 million prior to his death. It is estimated that this music idol earned slightly over $750 million throughout his entire career. Astonishingly, he was worth more dead than he was alive, considering the fact his Jackson estate earned close to $825 million by December 2016. Number 6. MJ single-handedly paralyzed all social media outlets. After his death was officially announced, Twitter, AOL, and Wikipedia all crashed. This was on June 25, 2009 at exactly 3:15 p.m. News of his death spread shockwaves throughout the planet. Number 7. He almost killed the Thriller video. By far his most acclaimed single, Michael almost had the Thriller video destroyed before it was even released. This was after he got word that a group of Jehovah's Witnesses were causing a fuss because the singer had decided to feature werewolves in his video. Michael only agreed to have the video released after it was decided that a disclaimer would be added to the recording. It is also important to note that, contrary to popular belief, the so-called legendary outfit that MJ wore for his Thriller video was not as fancy as the majority would make it out to be. The costume was simply one of the Salvation Army uniforms of the time, nothing extraordinary or expensive. In fact, it was chosen for its budgetary benefits. Number 8. Neverland Ranch and MJ's unhygienic tendencies. The 12-square-kilometer ranch located in Los Olivos is one of the most luxurious destinations for kids. It's valued at a whopping $100 million. However, this should not come as much of a surprise, considering the wide array of unique amenities it holds, examples being a roller coaster, movie theater, park, and a zoo. However, Jackson apparently maintained zero hygiene while at his ranch. Fournier, one of his longest-serving maids at the establishment, testified to witnessing MJ littering all over and even urinating in the front hallway quite a number of times. He would object to his sheets being switched and would drop personal items, such as dirty undergarments and half-eaten chicken, everywhere. Number 9. MJ's Favorite Food. Apparently, Michael Jackson was a huge fan of anything Mexican when it came to his food preferences. However, he was particularly fond of cheese quesadillas, tacos, and burritos. Sources close to him say a day would rarely end without him having either of those things. Most of his food was prepared by his chef, apart from when he felt like gorging on Kentucky Fried Chicken. Number 10. He was an animal lover. We highlighted some of the most dangerous snakes in the world in one of our previous videos. Among them was the boa constrictor, which MJ was a big fan of. He had one of his very own and named it Muscles. In addition to this, he also had the famous chimpanzee called Bubbles. Michael even had a python that he named Crusher, 2 llamas named Lola and Lewis, and a ram that he called Tibbs. All in all, Bubble was his favorite. He adopted it at the age of 3 from a Texas-based cancer clinic. Speaking of animals, a while back we did a video on the top 10 most expensive dogs in the world, which you can check out on the top right corner. Number 11. Secret Wedding. Despite his celebrity status, Michael Jackson appreciated a private life. He and his ex-wife, Lisa Marie Presley, yes, Elvis Presley's daughter, got married in one of the most secretive celebrity weddings ever. In a bid to escape the press, Michael opted to hold the ceremony in the Dominican Republic at a very discreet location. The ceremony cost a small fortune, as did the 10-carat diamond ring on Lisa Marie's finger. The King of Pop married the daughter of the King of Rock and Roll. How fitting. Number 12. He had a knack for making money. Most people tend to assume that there was only one side to Michael Jackson, his artistic side. Truth of the matter is that this highly acclaimed entertainer was also quite shrewd when it came to million-dollar business deals. Among his most profitable dealings was the sale of the shares to the Beatles' back catalog to Sony for $95 million back in 1995. Jackson actually bought the publishing rights to the catalog for $47 million, which means he sold half the shares for double the price. Very good business. Number 13. He took a secret trip to Bahrain. On the advice of his brother Jermaine, Michael secretly flew to Bahrain for close to 11 months after the child molestation charges got too heavy. The plan was to escape in the event the case went sideways. It is at this point that he was offered sanctuary in Bahrain and secretly flew the coop. Bahrain seemed like the perfect hideout due to a number of reasons. Among them was the fact that he was very close friends with the king's son, Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. Moreover, he had a huge fan base in the region, which made the location quite friendly. The social environment was also very relaxed, which meant he could comfortably get away from all the mess back home. Number 14. He was in debt. The pop sensation owed a library close to $1 million in what was termed as rental fees. He was an avid reader and had several overdue books. The $1 million was to cater for all of the accrued fines. Worse still, he died with over $400 million in debts. According to his accountant, the singer spent over $30 million more than he made on a yearly basis. This later on accounted for the mega debt he left behind. Number 15. His was the first music video done by a black artist to be aired on MTV. MJ's Billie Jean was the first music video done by a black artist to be aired on the popular American music station MTV. It was the second single off of his legendary album, Thriller. Now that you've learned a bit more about the King of Pop and his highly lucrative artistry, we want to know, do you consider him to be the greatest musician of all time? If not, who do you think should be acknowledged as the greatest? Let us know what you think in the comments. And as a thank you for sticking around, here's a bonus fact just for you. We all know about the moonwalk. This was once, and still is, considered to be Michael Jackson's signature move, but it's believed that the routine was derived from one Marcel Marceau. MJ was a big fan of the French mime and spent hours watching his shows. The moonwalk was simply a more technical version of Marcel's miming drills. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.